Hello there. So in this video, guys, I'm going to show you how to save your file as a PDF and also a few other tools that will kind of help you with the presentation of your final project. So hopefully your project looks something like this with all of your artwork in there. Have all your thumbnails, studies, reference photos, workup sketches, and then your final art. So again, I changed the requirements from 3 pieces of final art down to 2 pieces of final art, but you can do a third if you would like to receive some extra credit for that third piece. So you only need 2 workup sketches, but you still need 15 thumbnails with all of that. So email me if you have any questions about that. So to save as a PDF, before we get there, so there's a few little tools I can show you. So one thing here, so this is one of my workup sketches, and I'm just looking at this. You want to make sure, we don't need these little sketches anymore. You want to make sure that your artwork is centered. So that's just part of the overall presentation grade, making sure things are centered and your artwork isn't like way down here in the corner and way too small or stretched out any way weird. So again, remember, just hold shift as you resize things. That'll help to keep those proportions. And then to center things, a good way to do that is with this tool right here called the Align tool. So it's right here. If it's not there, it will be under Window, Window, Align. Okay, so there it is. This just basically allows things to get lined up so it looks nice and neat. So yours may look like this to start out. So if it looks like this, click on these 3 little lines and say Show Options. Just gives me a few little options down here. So Align to, so you may, I'll show you a point when we want to align to selection, but to start, let's align to Artboard. So that will just align this selection here and align it to the artboard. So all these buttons do different things. So this will align on the left, align on the right. We don't want any of those, but to align it in the center. So right here is what you'll want to do. Then I can just click on my arrows, or maybe I'll just put it up a little higher. Maybe it's not quite centered. And I'll double check and click this horizontal line there. Okay? So this, again, this Align panel, Window Align, or right here, can help to make sure everything's centered. Things like this, I will see sometimes people, their written reflection is kind of sitting here in the middle. So in order to do that, so I want to make sure this all aligned with this edge here. So again, I'll open this Align panel, and here I don't want to align it to anything in the artboard. I want to align it to these titles right here. So align to selection, because then I'm going to select all of these and push this left alignment there. There we go. So that's just a good tool that you may use. Another one you may need is the Artboard tool. So let's say I don't need both pages for thumbnails. I can just do fit all my thumbnails on one page, and you have a blank artboard. You don't want to, when we save our PDF and I go to scroll through it, I don't want to just see a blank page in there. So to get rid of that, some of you guys have used this already, so just a review for those of you that have used this already, but if you haven't, it's with this Artboard tool. So this Artboard tool displays all the artboards you have, and you can use this to delete certain artboards. You can also use it to find out which artboard. So if you double click on the artboard, it will take you to that artboard. So here's Artboard 2, which is now blank. There's Artboard 3, but Artboard 2, if we don't need this anymore. So again, Artboard panel, Window, Artboard, right there. So I will then just delete this Artboard 2, so just click on it and click the little trash bin, and that's gone. And then I can delete that text because I no longer need that. And then when it saves, it'll just skip over that one. Okay? So that is the Align tool and the Artboard panel, just for kind of getting things finished up and ready for your presentation. So when you save it as a PDF, The main thing you want to think about is you're going to end up with two files. So you're going to end up with an Illustrator file. So that's this file where I'm able to still edit things, move things around. But when I save it as a PDF, I'm no longer going to be able to edit anything. So just wait till you're completely done with everything before you save it as a PDF. And you should end up with one Illustrator file that you can still edit, and then also this new PDF file. So before you save it as a PDF, you're just going to file save everything. So you want to make sure this Illustrator file is saved one last time. So this will probably take a little while to do, depending on how big your file is. There's mine's done. So you make sure that Illustrator file is saved and updated, because it will then change this current file from an Illustrator file. We see right here it says .ai. So it will change it to a .pdf. So now I want to go File. It's all done. It's saved it once as an Illustrator file. Now I'm going to save it again as a PDF file, which is what I will turn in, or is what you guys will turn in. So I will go File, Save As. And here, make sure your naming is good. So if you go Project 04 underscore, make sure your first and last name is on there. So Project 04 underscore Andrew Steers for mine. You will obviously have your first and last name there along with Project 04. So first, decide where you want to save it to. So it'll look slightly different if you're on the Windows computers at school, or if your own computer is Windows. But you will choose where you want to save it to. So I'm just going to save it to the desktop here. And then format, I'm going to choose Adobe PDF right here. Okay. So this is a big thing here. Make sure you're saving all your artboards. There's times where you may just want to save a certain range of them, maybe the 1 through 4. For the most part, we will want all the artboards. And then you hit save. And there's a few settings here that you need to know about. So first off, preserve Illustrator editing capabilities. You want to uncheck that. That basically means it will no longer be able to be edited, which is good. It's all saved and ready to go. Compression is a big one. If you don't do this, your file types will be too large, and I don't want to lose anyone's files because they're just too big. So where it says do not downsample, switch that to average downsampling 2. You do that 3 times. Average downsampling 2. Average downsampling 2. That's just going to make it a little bit lower resolution, but then make all the make your file a little bit smaller. And then output. So sometimes the colors get messed up. So this is the setting that will help you to get your colors accurate. Sometimes they'll get like a brown tint, or they'll be too light or too dark. So you'll do convert to destination, preserve numbers on color conversion, and for profile inclusion policy, you want to include destination profiles. Then you click Save PDF. And this is just telling me that I am no longer able to edit it, which is what you want, so that's okay. Shows me what I'm saving as. So as you go do that, then you have to find your PDF file. So mine's right here on the desktop. Mine is for some reason opening with Illustrator, but I want to open it with this preview program. So now you just scroll through all this and look at this nice presentation of all your work. Okay, always open this up one last time to check to make sure everything's there. Sometimes things can get messed up or put out of order when you save it. So always scroll through to make sure it all looks okay. Make sure it's not too pixelated or anything. And these PDF files are really the best way if you ever need to send in, your work for a portfolio for a future school. If you ever need to save a resume, this is a good way to do it. PDFs are good for sending information to a printer and maintain size and color really well. So it's a really versatile file type that you'll end up using a lot. Just remember, after you save it, double check what it looks like, make sure everything's there, and that it's all ready to go. So if you have everything all the way done, you can go ahead and do this before it's due next week. But other than that, I will be in the classroom on Wednesday and Thursday from 2:30 to 6. And if you need help saving your files as a PDF or any last minute small questions or adjustments, we can do that that day.